Yo, what's up guys, welcome back, next match Cross-Banlist Cup. So last time here in Group F we have two decks currently sitting at 6 points. So Adamancipators and Spyrals are going to take on each other. In the previous one we saw that Bird Up won against Performances and Pals. So that means Pepe is already out of the tournament, but Bird Up can still be in this one. If I'm not mistaken, it depends on at least on its matchups against the other two decks, and again it also depends on this particular matchup. So if you know one of these decks is able to at least win one, then both these decks will move on to the top 16 playoffs. So which deck has the advantage? As I've read through the comments, I mean both these decks are from 2020. It's like kind of like an awkward year because of because of COVID. There were like no ban lists, no in real life tournaments for like a huge part of that year. And again, back then we saw one of the most powerful decks ever being Adamancipators. I mean, there are other archetypes, other decks, but you know what I mean, right? Adamancipators as like a deck in conjunction with, of course, Block Dragon is kind of sick, kind of ridiculous. So let's see who has this one. So Spyrals goes first, and seeing my opening hand is not the best. Like imagine this opening hand having Nip plus maybe one of the starters slash extenders, as in one of the Adamancipator cards. Maybe, we'll see. Problem is that Spyrals from 2020 has the capability to play through Nip. I mean, the deck plays so many extenders. The Unicorn play is kind of cute. You could kind of set up your field spell for next turn, right? Because the field spell was at 1, or is it 1? Is it still? I think so, I'm not so sure. But, it's Unicorn sending it back to the deck. Master Plan can search it during the next turn. I mean, even though Blocker is active already. So I guess, you can just... I mean, no, you needed a discard. Yeah, okay, so it kind of makes sense. So even after Nip, I mean, with Nip, like this hand didn't really matter in the long run, simply because it wasn't that great. But even through Nip, the deck can, pump out Apo plus Sleeper, and that's kind of strong. Especially against a deck that needs that extender. I mean, imagine Guardian plus extender. I mean, no, there was, still Apo to potentially negate Guardian, so... Nah, this was game either way. Spiral Sleeper far too powerful, especially playing through Nibiru. Okay, so both these decks are from 2020, as you know. I mean, both decks having access to, those super strong staples in the extra deck, looking at like, the first cards you see here. Dark Rulers, Appointer, Droplet, Nips, we saw before. And there's other cards, yeah. Thing is that, okay, so from my perspective is that, Dark Ruler is definitely, should be an instant side deck stable, right? We know it should be going in. So that's why Appointer is there, obviously. Thing is that we now see that there is double Dark Ruler, so we'll see what happens. So this is all standard, right? Like Guardian on field to potentially, get your place Nibiru proof. Appointer is going to take one card from our opponent's hand, banishing it until the end phase, I think. So again, yeah, Researcher, all the Adamancipator connects, at least they all connect. Drop, what is it, Weeping Doll, I believe the name is for Savage as an Omni Negations, Appaloosa for Monster Negations, and Dweller. Dweller is definitely a nice choice. It prevents the traps and the spells from Graveyard. And we now see the hand of double Dark Ruler, but I think, hitting that, well, at least the one of Spiral Monster, pretty much loses the entire turn. Sure, you could indeed use Dark Ruler, but it's not going to matter too much. So game number 3, and alright, not a terrible Spiral opening hand. The thing is that I think all cards were, like going first, were side-decked out in case of from Spirals. So even though Nip is still there, there weren't any other cards who side-deck in 4, even though the deck is going first. So it still kind of makes sense. It's just unfortunate that the deck draws as in no starter, no souls, because is it Rare Art though? I think the spell in hand. Master Plan is not the best. Sleeper already in the opening hand, not the best. And as you know, like Nip, if Adamancipator hits Guardian, Nip doesn't really do that much. And yeah, let's just move a bit. Forwards, it's just more than enough, right, for them and Adamancipators. This is not an Adamancipator combo tutorial. We know how the deck works. So game number 4. This is again a much stronger Spiral opening hand, but we again see Nip. I definitely need that Nip. I mean, we saw before in game number 1 the deck is still able to play through Nip. And okay, Adhara is there. It's Adhara, right? The level 1 tuner, Gigantus for an extender, Doki Doki Guardian. So we'll see what. I mean, the 6th card is going to be very important, and of course the Nip. I mean, we saw in game number 1 that the deck was definitely capable to play through Nip and still end on Apo and Sleeper, but that's not the case now. So let's see, like one hand trap, and this would have been another duel, but not the case. I need to play through Nip, or, you know, prevent Nip from activating, hopefully hitting Guardian. I don't. So I need to go all in if there is Nip. I mean, I used my Nip. There might be another Nip here in this situation, but we now see it's not, obviously. So this should be game, if I'm not mistaken. Again, some standard Adamancipator combos, and you know, those, again, the Dark Ruler again here in this situation, not the best. Flip over my own Dark Ruler as well. I think all Adamancipator monsters hit, right? Yups, another level 4, so it's always nice. Granite should be hitting the field to eventually... I should have, you know, gone for Apo first, now that I think of it. But again, it's not... I mean, if there was like a Nip, it probably would have dropped sooner, right? Because again, the potential Apo play was there. Gigantus hits the field. More tuners still have another effect, even though Savage and Appaloosa is there. So I think we have a well-deserved winner, even though it, you know, this was kind of awkward, right? A super strange format, 2020. Again, powerful, like no banlist. That's the thing, right? Like the decks from back then were kind of awkward. So okay, Adamancipators 9 points, first place. Spyrals second place 7 points. And next matchup, so again, feel free to leave your predictions. We have Chaos versus 6 Samurai. So again, feel free to leave your predictions. Okay, guys, that's it. Thanks for watching. Feel free to leave a control like if you enjoyed the video. Riddim signing out. Peace.